You may have seen on BuzzFeed a video came out featuring Chemda and Lauren. Lauren happens to be here. Lauren, if you want to grab the mic, I do want to hear your feelings on this.
You were featured as well.
I didn't want to make it about me.
I feel like you were the sleeveless dude, you know? Like you played your part.
You were so great.
Thank you.
You're so cute sometimes when you want to be.
And understanding, right?
Wow. This is Keith. I swear to God, I think this is a direct quote from the video. I mean, girls are hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Is it just because you like hanging out with guys better? Because I get it. I'm like, damn, Keith broke it down.
Maybe I'm transgender too.
Yeah.
Who knows? So the video
You're just a fact.
Says what it's like to be transgender without transitioning. Lauren Hennessy identifies as male, but chooses not to pass, meaning, actually getting the physical work done, right? And his fiance is just fine with it. This is a story about love, identity, and podcasts. And it was just posted. Abe Foreman Greenwald did this.
This is a person that, because he is who he is, we are comfortable. Right. As comfortable as you can be with this kind of thing. He followed us around a little bit with cameras. He found out about us through me doing the JV Club. And so shout out to her. That was a really fun show to do. Check it out. It's on iTunes. And he said that he fell in love with our relationship based on what I said to her. And so he came to New York. He filmed a bunch of stuff. He came with us to go snow tubing when we went as a group. And that's where your interview happened. And in fact, I believe I hear Emily upstairs yelling in the middle of your thing. Just going, yeah, we got it! Or something. Beyonce! So you could hear a little bit of ruckus, but you have to listen for it. And so he was going to do, he was pitching this idea of our story and what that means. And part of it is the transgender thing. And he works for BuzzFeed. And he just moved over from their scripted to unscripted, and he's giving it a go as an episodic thing. And so I think if this does well, then they might give him more of a license and money and whatever to keep doing this. So that's pretty incredible. So Lauren, we didn't know exactly when this was going to launch. He said that BuzzFeed might be interested in it, and then last night we got a text saying, "Here it is." Right. And Lauren ran to the bathroom.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to say that.
Took the biggest shit of his life and then continued to shit for 3 hours.
This is a big deal.
I've been shitting all night and all morning. Yeah. I've never eaten that much before, so I don't know where it's coming from.
So BuzzFeed is huge. It's another coming out of sorts, and it gets to even more people that maybe you don't know if you should explain. What?
It's already, by the way, at 250,000 views.
I'm just reacting to what you're saying.
Yeah. And that's just overnight. And there were, you kept refreshing, or I did, and it went from 60,000 to 120,000, just like right there within minutes. The comments are over 3,000 at this point, and so it's people fighting each other, and you kind of glance at it and then you go, no, I'm not going to respond to that. No, I'm not going to respond to that. But there's one response that has 135 responses just for that.
Do you read the comments, Lauren?
No. I know you're going to read them.
Sure.
So I'll hear them whether I want to or not.
I got you covered.
But no, I don't. In fact, but you know what? It is like coming out again and again and again and again and again and again, which to me, it's just still kind of eludes me. That my pee-pee is so important to people, but I read a couple of them by default. It's frustrating because I want to get down on the floor with them and be like, no, look, like I know what you're saying by saying these things because I said these things too. Before, I knew this word, transgender. Right. Like, I know where you're coming from, and I get it. I really do get it. I know it's fucking weird, and I'm confused, too.
Are people upset because somehow I think people are upset because you have something special they don't like it. They don't want to have these feelings, but they're going to tell themselves you're making up being transgendered, that you're probably just gay because they don't get the luxury of being special.
If I liked dudes, I would identify as gay. Like, this isn't even about wanting to be special. I really don't want to be special like this. Like, it's not. I really don't.
It's not a treat.
No, it's so not.
All right.
I do get it, like, threatening maybe people, like threatening guys, like
threatening what they
maybe
know.
my image and claiming that I'm male may emasculate, certain men or make them feel like they're, not.
Right. I'm a man.
How could you compare yourself or something like that? But I'm really not comparing myself. I'm really kind of a fey dude. Like if if I look normal or male bodied.
Maybe men are upset because all they have is being a man, a lot of these guys. And now a woman could say that she's a man and they're like, well, what the fuck? What do I have?
Well,
Maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, but that's just I'm not a woman saying I'm a man. I was just born with this physicality and you happen not to be. That's all.
Right. Okay, since you brought it up, here's some comments. Shadow Phantom Gamer says, you're only if, now assume everything's spelled wrong, right? You're only if you're a guy. If you have a fucking dick, you cannot choose your gender. If I want to be toast, can I be toast? Will I be toast? Actually, no.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Now, so I look up his picture.
Good point. Toast.
He's a little boy. Now, when you see this video, how don't you take it as, hey, this is something I don't know about or understand? It's a documentary. It's 5 minutes long, but it's almost scientific. And to just right away go, bullshit. I don't believe the earth is round. Like somebody's telling you, you can Google it from there and see that this is a real thing. What makes you just go bullshit?
I think we do that all the time. Mm-hmm. I think not just these people who are commenting. I think we on the show. I think we as people. I think we respond to people with new information with bullshit. And I think, anything outside of ourselves, if we didn't get the experience of feeling it, it's very difficult to understand it. And if we don't know anybody like that or have never seen it or this is the first time, and this is really the first time you've been introduced, to 250,000 people. A lot of those people have never been. I was confused by it before I met Lauren.
I went to ex-gay therapy. I called bullshit on myself on a lot of things.
So I feel like this is a natural response. Here's a stupid example. I love ice cream, but ice cream started to get a very bad rep. But I'm like, I'm not eating soy. I don't understand soy ice cream. That's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's not the same. Ice cream is good because it's ice cream. What the fuck are you not getting? And now I fucking love it.
Right.
So it's...
But here's the difference. You didn't understand it, so you dismiss it.
Right.
Do you rate the soy company? You take a day.
Hate is going to hate.
Yeah, take a day, Shadow Phantom Gamer. And no, this person has to know right now, even though there were 3 people on camera, a camera crew of some kind. This is bullshit. No way can I be toast. Send, go to school.
Baby, you can be toast if you want to be toast.
That's what's good about Lauren. You get to be whatever you want.
Right.
I'll call you whatever you want, man.
Riser OG says gays equal attention seekers, lesbians equal attention seekers, trans equal attention seekers, self-harmers equal attention seekers.
But not straight people.
Right. Read my comment. Yeah. Read my comment. And he ends with, just saying. Not here to offend. Right. I'm just saying.
I said I was an actor in the film.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeking attention. That's the only reason to do a video based on all of my insecurities. Yes, you're right. I'm seeking attention.
I equals knew it.
You were right. All of these are right so far. Toast? Go on.
Hey, Riser, I loved your comment. I saw that comment you put on. Thanks, Doozer. The Ginger Juices says, I'm not against her choice, but despite what she thinks, she's not a guy. She lacks the certain genetic material that codes for the male gender, Y chromosome. This is also why people who have sex changes aren't really changed. You can't change genetics.
What about the cis females that are born with male chromosomes?
What about guys?
And the male-bodied males that are born with female chromosomes, which is an actual thing. There's a whole Netflix documentary.
No. You're talking to a scientist. Shut your fucking dumb mouth.
Sorry.
They really should say what they do for a living. That should be mandatory. Where they live, what their age is.
And how many shits they give.
Right.
Because I give a fucking 1,000, apparently.
I heard you gave a big one. You have babies born with 3 heads. Can we admit things might change? Can we admit God makes mistakes, let's say? Could you have a guy born with fucking 3 rows of teeth in his mouth? all kinds of shit is being made. Where's the confusion?
Yeah, and I hate to be careful, but I want to be careful about comparing it to just negative, you're born with negative things. What about the people who could lift more weights than other people? What about the people whose hair grows more luxurious or whatever you want to call it? Whatever we are calling beautiful or the way it's supposed to be, there are people outside of that, and there are more people outside of that than the norm.
And you see the movie Watchmen? All these people are they were born genetically better.
They're all transgender.
We finally get it.
It's just a superpower. That's all.
Combat writes,
or something.
If in any way you believe in God, you know this is not right. Right. Okay.
Well, that's okay.
That's why I don't anymore.
Right. Homosexuality isn't right if you believe in God.
He didn't give me a choice.
And if that were me trying to fight the fact that I were gay, trans, or any type of other, I don't know what to call. Why don't you look up what to call? And then
He said it. No, he already said it.
It's a she, by the way, for what that's worth. I think it's important. Well, who knows?
Well, no, it's not important. That's the whole point.
Right.
Or is it?
Well, you like to think women are smarter. I do. Because if they're not,
I agree.
There's no reason we're here.
If everyone's matching my brain, we're going to die.
Right. If that were me trying to fight the fact that I were gay, trans, or any type of other, I don't know what to call, then I would fight to make my life of what God would like it to be.
I already did that, bitch.
You always chose the path you want to take. Everyone is different. This is just my take on this. This is just my take. That the Lord will punish you and you will go to hell.
She was like the nicest one.
Just my take. Robert Taylor says, I'm 13. I'm LGB, not T. I do not support transgender people at all.
Oh, no.
This is huge. Yeah, this is a big thing.
You're how you was born and you're stuck with it. Well, hopefully Robert's not stuck with his grammar. Do you know what I mean? You learn things. Like it or not, I have a boyfriend. I'm gay, tongue face.
Oh, so I guess you get to be whatever.
Right. And we are more than happy. You could argue me saying this is the same as hating gays. It's not. Homosexuality is found in over 100 species. Transgender, however, is not.
What are you taught? How would you know?
But what about intersex?
We also have intelligent thought.
If you want to take the if you want to take the physical and you want a physical representation of something that can sort of be connected to someone who may be trans physically before any kind of operation or anything, take intersex people with either two of the same genitalia or two different genitalia or, or none.
Right.
How do you,
or
and
none.
That's in many species that's in probably all species.
But it's also in people. So when
there are also animals that can change their sex. Sorry to jump on top of you. I'm just saying.
When you have, Lauren's just saying, when you have, you have somebody born with a penis and a vagina. What are they, obviously?
I'm sorry, why are we constantly comparing ourselves to animals in this regard?
Right.
I don't understand. Did they type on a YouTube fucking thing?
Yeah. Right.
When they type their comments about being trans, gay, or whatever the fuck rights they want, then we'll talk to them about it. Until then, a lot of us are killing them just to feed our fucking faces. So stop comparing us to animals. The animals are not on the internet. Animals have not learned to read. If you want to compare all of these things, and it's not comparable. This guy, by the way, says, he quote, I'm more than happy, right? We're more than happy.
Yeah.
So you have more than happiness, but you want to fucking say this? Right. You have more. My cup runneth over with happiness. So I know how to be happy.
Holy Grail. I just want to say, for those God-fearing believers out there, which I myself was and my father and mother are, and I don't judge them at all for it. And who knows, right? How could you be so disrespectful as to dumb down God so much to think that the creator of all creation is so limited in his creativity and what and who he can make?
If he was around for all time, he's going to get bored with guys and girls. He's going to mix it up, right?
I just think, you say all the time, oh, let God judge me, let God judge me. Well, let God judge me. And if I am mentally ill or misguided or whatever, and I'm not hurting anyone or myself, then why not just humor me? Right. Just humor me. Oh, look at the poor, whatever you want to call me. Just humor me.
People don't know how to understand things they don't have direct experience with, like direct contact. If they don't know someone who's trans, they have a hard time accepting it.
Totally.
Sorry.
Darren Spain says, I really wish BuzzFeed would not have posted this embarrassment.
Oh, wow.
This is exactly not how I want cis people to have transgender people explain to them. There's so much hate in the comments under mine, and I don't blame them. Lauren here makes trans people look like a joke. Lauren is not a minority in the trans community. She is not a trans man. She's a goddamn girl in a goddamn ponytail and bra and makeup. This girl has no discomfort whatsoever being female equals not trans. Lauren is not trans. Lauren is a girl that wants to feel special. Chose not to transition, my tired, aching ass. Trans people transition because we have to, or we live in complete misery. So it sounded like this person is trans.
I do agree with you. Trans people transition because they have to. And I battle with that on a daily basis.
If she were a trans man, she would not be bouncing around with an obvious female chest and in a ponytail with bangs.
Fuck you, because fuck you about what you think men and women should look like too, you fucking dick. Do you think that we should also start measuring guys' penises to tell them how masculine they are or how not masculine they are? This is very important that Lauren is not transitioning. And it would be very important if Lauren were to consider and actually go through transition, because that's the options that we're getting. Just like we can get married or we could not get married. That doesn't mean that we just feel comfortable.
I don't want Lauren to transition because I see all these fucked up facelifts. You're going to tell me they got genitalia figured out?
No, they don't. Not for men. Here is, what was I just going to say? It was really relevant to what was just said.
Transgender, genitalia, what men and women should look like, measuring penises.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So there's an entire, magazine that is so great for the trans community called OP Magazine. And it's a men's magazine. And it stands for Original Plumbing. And it's all men with their original plumbing, and they either bind or they pack by putting a penis there to kind of connect the physical with the whatever they feel, or they have there for their bio, whatever, and they pass, for the most part, and some are pretty much just androgynous, but they're all men. None of them have transition bottom surgery, and not all of them have had top surgery, and I just don't. So what do you think of that? I would like to know what they think of that.
Do we also say to women who don't have large breasts, who are very upset about it, who don't feel feminine because of it, who don't feel attractive because of it, who, whatever it is that you go through when you don't have that thing that you want, that you consider masculine or feminine or pretty or just generally aesthetically good looking, that woman is tortured by her breasts. But she can't afford it, or she's scared to go under surgery, or she doesn't feel like she should have to change her body. She's hoping that she could just come to terms somehow, or that we could change our mind, or that people could look at her as attractive with these kinds of boobs. And why not? Why can't we see men attractive as male with long hair? We've done it before. What about
Look at every metal band.
Yeah. They wore all kinds of full makeup. They were still considered as masculine as anything. They wore cut off,
They're all more pretty than me.
Yeah. They wore lip gloss, not just a tint or something. They wore rouge. They wore ponytails, whatever it is.
Also, if you heard in the video, I'm an actor and I'm just trying to, it's like, that's my wardrobe. I don't know what to tell you.
You posed this question to this last commenter, Darren Spain, and said, I'd like to know your thoughts. There are no thoughts. It was written on the shitter, and now he's at work. There's no thoughts. I have to rate this. I don't care who it hurts. Canada Gin 3, a woman. I don't care if you are gay, straight, bi, trans, but we can't choose our genders. Acting boyish, not wearing super girly clothes doesn't make you a boy. I have trans friends who are biologically a girl. Now, this is always. I have trans friends. Where do you work that you have so many trans friends? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know.
There's a lot of trans people out there.
What follows
There's a lot
that?
out there, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
I have trans friends who are biologically a girl, but they dress like a man, take hormone pills because they want to appear as a man, grow facial hair. If you saw them on the street, they are completely a man, and that is how they fit into society. Mm-hmm. The girl doesn't look like a man, doesn't act like a man, wants to be an actress, and yet says she's a man. What is a man about her? Being a man is not a word that means nothing. This person wants to call herself a man all she wants, fine, but the way society will always look at her as a woman, she looks nothing like a man. She thinks she is so much more feminine. When she was wearing more female-like clothes, she still looks like a female. Nothing has changed. Her hairstyle is feminine, her clothes are just plain, but still female clothes. She plucks her eyebrows and paints her nails. The only way people would view her is slightly tomboyish.
I did that all on purpose. I did it to make a statement. I made a choice before we started filming to wear makeup and to let my hair down and to appear feminine because that's the whole point, man. So thank you for noticing.
But this, what is, I mean, this person.
Did you see the picture that Keith and the girl posted of me for before the show?
On Facebook.
I look like a fucking sex pot. I would fuck me in this picture.
I want to transition just to fuck me.
Yeah. I fuck me all the time anyway.
I mean, all I'm reading is about society, how you're going to fit into society, what you have to look like. That's what this person's rating. Oh, nice picture.
Thank you.
Marshall McDermott, they should remove the T from LGBT because transsexuals should not be associated with the homosexual community. I am openly gay and I have nothing against lesbians and bisexuals. It's just what transsexuals do and should not be associated with us gays. Note, I am not against transsexuals, just it should go back to LGB without the T.
A lot of trans people agree with you, brother.
It's true because associating them together, one is who you're having sex with and one is how you identify, right?
Yeah.
And
one is your sexual orientation, one is your gender.
Yeah, so you could be trans lesbian, you could be trans straight. So it's not necessarily associated. One is, again, who you're attracted to, who you want to have sex with, and the other one is just who you are.
It's really a lot simpler than we make it. We're trying to make it all too complicated. It's just a lot simpler. The point is, people are born different.
I'm a guy. Bitch, you got a vagina, ponytail, born with that shit. Stop pretending to be another gender. I don't mind gays or lesbians or anything, but these fucking ignorant idiots saying they're male? No, you're a woman, just a denial lesbian woman.
Can you, I can't with the I don't mind gays and lesbians.
I don't mind it.
I mind you.
I'm open-minded.
It's okay. We didn't mind black people, and then we didn't mind gays and lesbians,
Right.
and now they can be minded because now people don't mind me.
Crystal Lopez, I think, is on your side. Keith is such a dick. Even though his two friends identify as male, he still gives them female pronouns. Gross.
Oh, no, they think I'm a man, too. See, I knew this would happen. They would show a video of what a guy is like, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, she totally looks like a dude. And I'm like, fuck, this is my life now. I know I look like a tranny.
Crystal rates, first off, only Lauren identifies as male. Chemda is a woman.
Fuck.
It's not easily changing Lauren's pronoun overnight, but he is learning. I'm learning, Keith, and does a lot better than most people. Listen to the Keith and Girl podcast, and you'll see he really isn't a dick. Crystal, the one who first wrote this, where's the apology now that you learned that? Right? And that was the point of the video, that it's hard being a friend and trying to remember this is a guy because I'm seeing a girl. That was the point. I'm such a dick. You're so enlightened, Crystal.
By the way, I'm not wearing, I don't think I'm wearing makeup in the video. Does that make me the boy if it makes Lauren the girl?
You wear the pants. You're more masculine than me anyway.
I'm wearing makeup in the video. That's the thing.
You're so not. You're such a girl.
Al Panito says, I seriously thought BuzzFeed had a more intelligent audience. Here's another one, and this
Me
is
too.
why I am...
Why would you think that? Because in general, the world population is just geniuses.
This is why I am subscribed to BuzzFeed. This person says, as a newly coming out trans man, I needed this.
That's awesome.
Harrison, the thing is, when you are a fetus in the womb, there are chemicals that decide your gender and traits, obviously. But the gender of a person, genitals and such, are determined before the brain and chemicals released into it from the mother's egg. There have been proven mutations of this instance where the fetus has gotten the XY chromosome to be male, but chemicals released in the mind were female. Well, of course. So you have a female mind and a male body, or vice versa. What if you have breasts and a penis? You are what your brain is, since that is the core of a human. People need to learn that there is not black and white in genders, as mutations are incredibly common in the womb. Not trying to start a war. Well, yeah.
I'm a mutant.
That's absolutely true. When, like I said, when a baby is born and the mouth is on the side of his head like a Picasso painting, there's
No, but Keith, that's special. That's God's little gift.
Right.
That's just wonderful. I don't call it crooked. I call it crossum.
Our buddy Keith Lowell Jensen says, if your comment is angry and full of insults, it makes me question why this bothers you so much. If you're solid and secure in your identity, then why get so emotionally worked up about this? When you lash out, it's like you're threatened, and that's sad for you, but also sad for those you lash out at. I do think, like we were saying, it's you're threatened. All you have is being a guy, and now what's happening? Or all you have is being a girl, and you're confused now.
Yeah, trust me, I'm a dude with no dick. There's no need for your, guy ego to be threatened. You can make fun of me all fucking day long and stuff me in a locker.
And one last one. I am not surprised that the ignorant people in the comments section, just because he was born physically a female doesn't mean that he mentally is, doesn't mean that his brain is. He has gender dysphoria. He is not choosing to be a male, he just is. He was born in the body of the opposite gender. His decision to transition into a physical man, however, is his choice and should not be expected of him. Most transsexuals do, but some don't, and that's okay. Of course it's okay. I'm telling you, if I was trans, I wouldn't change physically. I don't care if you believe me that I believe in myself enough. I had my shoulder worked on. I have a big fat fucking scar. He said there'd be no scar. You're telling me they're going to be able to fix my dick?
And I've thought that, okay, so it's an operation. You got to go through a lot. You got to raise a lot of money. And then it's just the start of it, it turns out. If you're transitioning to a male body, you have to inject yourself, what is it, like every other day, every third day with testosterone. And that's for the rest of your life. That is injections. You're not taking a pill. You are injecting that into your ass or whatever vein you can find. And that's what you're going through. And you're going through.
That's what I would start with, I think. I mean, I've thought about it, taking just even low doses just to level out my brain chemicals a little bit.
There's a lot that transitions. Then you got to get top surgery. And then there is no bottom surgery yet.
Or you don't. And also, I don't pass as male because I know.
Humble brag.
Because I whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I do wear something that pushes down my breasts sometimes. And sometimes I don't. And sometimes I look girly and sometimes I don't. And there are cross dressers and that's what I do. And since learning the word transgender, I think I've become more effeminate because I've become more comfortable with who I am. And now I know what I am. And, sorry, fellas, but I'm allowed to be a little bit more effeminate without being made fun of, I'm just not allowed to be who I am.
What are we asking our boys to be? Just jerk-offs? Just so they could, sound more aggressive so that they could match whatever it is that we're looking at?
Mm-hmm. I used to be more that way when I wasn't more secure.
Yeah.
With who I was as a man. I used to be more of a, pop off at the whatever.
Do you use like a men's restroom when you do it?
That's like a daily choice and thought process.
Right.
I do sometimes and sometimes I don't.
You should. I mean, my brother is gay and he's a big LGBT activist at his college and he's campaigning for gender neutral restrooms and he's like made all these speeches and I've listened to him fight with people. One of the arguments was like, well, they're just like a minority. So why do we have to, take that into consideration with restrooms? And my brother's like, because, they're people and it's like, then that situation goes away and it doesn't have, there's no reason to have them in the first place, man. I mean, it could be gender neutral.
How embarrassing as an American should you be the way black people were treated, and now we're treating gay people like this. Okay, now it seems like there's a lot more gay people than we thought. Okay, we'll accept that, but there's no way there can be something as transgender because you haven't heard about it too much.
Right.
The ratings on the wall. This is real. Well,
ancient.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's ancient. And
you have no problem.
Transgender people go back to ancient times when they were respected before patriarchy.
And these adults rating this down. Your kids are going to find it. Your kids are going to find it. What is that?
Not sure that they're trying to have their kids learn something different.
Right.
I guess, but they're going to be proven wrong. Unfortunately, it's going to take a long time. Then what?
It's just like you figure out who you are and then you just repress it forever. That's what they want you to do. That's what some of these people want, I feel like.
Yep.
And but that is truly living your life for other people.
Right.
And so, yes, we live in a society where you have to, not step on someone as you're walking by, but you also have to be yourself and wear the shoes you want to wear, whatever.
Right. I just made all this to be on Orange is the New Black. So if anyone knows Jen Houston, I'm Jack.
I think we should tag that video with, what is it, Jen Houston?
Jen Houston, Euston. Brilliant, beautiful woman.
Now you end up
put me on the show.
You end up getting a job there. You got to admit, God works in mysterious ways.
Oh my God, I could fall in love with Laverne's character, and we could be like a straight trans couple in the jail. The trans woman on the show.
Hey, look,
If Lauren gets on there, then podcasts work in mysterious ways.
I'm not saying there's not crazy people out there. There are. I just read a news article that Kate Hudson says her and her mom Goldie Hawn can see dead people.
Right.
You know, there's wackos out there. You know, they see.
Take a minute.
Right. I did. I got this article yesterday. I slept on it.
Well, they're actors, you know. They're like seeing dead people all the time.
There's a ghost. They see a ghost with a woman with no face a lot. It's not really seeing. It's feeling a spirit, says Kate Hudson. A fifth energy. I believe in energy. I believe our brains can manifest into visual things. When you see something, you're supposed to tell the energy what year it is and that they don't belong here. What's she doing that all day long? When your brain is freaking you out, you may have to remind it. This poor Kurt Russell, man.
Are they still together?
Yeah. I hope not. I hope they're not. I love him. I wish him well. I wish you well, Kurt. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want to talk about facelifts. What Goldie Hawn did to that beautiful face of hers, I'll never understand.
Because that's who she really is inside.
She's really a cat.
That's how she really looks.
See, okay, so that goes back to why not have surgery. If we can look at people and not assign that that's what a guy looks like all the time or that's what a girl looks like all the time, then people won't maybe have to go through surgery as much, or maybe they won't feel like they have to move their body around. Do you know what people are doing? I mean, we make fun of breast augmentation for the look of it. It's all for the look of it.
Right.
All of it is so that you could look at me better.
Because I want to be recognized the way I visualize myself. So I'm a physical representation of who I am now. Okay, I am not a physical representation of who I am now in society because I'm trying to change that standard a little bit, maybe also because I'm afraid of surgeries.
Oh my God, can I please
also because I'm an
post a picture?
actor and it's really like, I hate you. And it's also really, these are my props. This is my prop. These tits are my props. This voice is my prop. This is my comedic timing happens to work really well with my female body. And that is probably the number one reason.
And Lauren's voice,
transitioning.
Lauren's voice has, he's put a lot of money into it.
A lot.
And the range is amazing.
And I look fucking great in a dress, all right?
I mean, he really could hit a lot of notes and do it really well. If you start transitioning, your voice could just not be there anymore.
Well, yeah, first it's going to crack and change, and then I'm going to go through puberty, and then I have to start all over again.
What picture are you guys talking about?
Oh, can I post a picture of you pre-op?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
There was an operation.
I had septum surgery last year. And before my operation, I regressed and turned into a scared 3-year-old because I can't even get shots without crying. And because I'm a dude.
Lauren looked like he was in a horror film, and like the person is after him.
And Chemda's just like, and I'm in the robe about to go in for surgery, scared out of my fucking goddamn mind. And I'm just sitting there taking pictures.
It's important.
Like,
the podcast comes first. Thank you, Chemda. If you want to follow Lauren and what's going on, find her Twitter at Lauren Hennessy. You can also see what's doing at laurenhennessy.com.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.